The Healthy Gut Girl, Kitty Martone, is here to help us all try, well, feel our best. I know I look great, but I don't feel great.
Aww.
I don't always feel great. She's got a new book, of course. Let's talk about the first book that you wrote. It was kind of a plan to get your gut in gear. Tell me a little bit about what that was all about.
So that was called the Gut Health Diet for Beginners.
That's perfect. It's for me.
Yes, it is exactly for you, and it's for everyone that feels like they have some digestive discomfort when they eat, and even not necessarily when they eat, just when they're out and about and they feel a certain time of day, they get a little bit of discomfort. So this was for them to start to make you aware of what you're putting in your body and making some changes, some small changes. Meaning it's a little restrictive, but not too bad. And it kind of guides you through that. The recipes are only 5 ingredients. So really, really, really simple. 5 ingredients, not including salt, pepper, and no, there are 5 different ingredients in each one.
Oh, in each one. Oh, okay. I was gonna say that's easy for me to figure out.
Not too creative, but easy.
Okay.
No, it's not including salt, pepper, and oil. Okay. Everything else is just only 5 ingredients for each recipe.
And you lay it out in this book how these things affect the gut and the micro, what do they call it? The microorganisms. I don't even know the proper terminology.
That's right. It's microorganisms. So they're just a bunch of different organisms, bacteria, there's yeasts, there's pathogens, so there's bad guys in there. And we're supposed to have kind of a balance between good guys and bad guys, like 80-20, 80 being predominantly the good guys. But when we start getting digestive distress and discomfort, it's usually because there's a little too many bad guys running the show. So this book is geared towards starting to kind of bring harmony to that microbiome again.
Okay, so the second book then takes us from that early beginnings of learning how to do this to now you've got a 4-week plan.
Exactly. So this is like the sequel sort of, but also this is for people who have like chronic they know something is wrong. Right. They might even have a digestive diagnosis like leaky gut, irritable bowel, IBS, how about SIBO? There's all these different digestive diagnoses that are coming along. And I think that this is for those people who have had that or who know something is wrong. So it's more restrictive than the first book. And I don't want people to get scared when I say that because right away they think it's not for me. I don't want to get restricted.
I don't know. Some people don't want to know.
Right, yeah.
Like I like the food that I like and I'm not going to change. That's where the danger comes in.
That's the danger, exactly. Yeah. It's kind of like warning lights in your car and your dash. Yeah. You're driving around with that check engine light on and you never get it checked for years and years and years. It's a warning to tell you something is not right. And now they know, the science is showing us that ongoing digestive problems trigger massive, bigger, way more life-threatening diseases, from anything from diabetes to eczema to food allergies, also cancer and heart disease. So they're warnings that we should heed. And I definitely want to stress that don't be afraid of the diet. You can get the book and just start to dip your toe in the water and see how you start to feel,
So tell me, because I don't really know, but I assume digestion begins in the mouth and then the process works its way down. Because when we think about gut, we think about your stomach. It's a lot more than that, right?
I love this question because it's very complex, right? But you can break it down into a really simple way of thinking, looking at it, which is the minute you look at your food, the microbes, because they're so smart, they start to produce the right amount of stomach acids, different digestive juices that help you to break stuff down. So you masticate it or you chew it, then you swallow it and it goes into the stomach and gets disinfected and then turned into like a soft serve that goes into your small intestine where all the microbes and digestive enzymes start to absorb the nutrition from it. And then you get the waste matter from that food gets then eliminated. That's the whole process broken down into the cliff notes, right? But if any of those processes slow down, become sluggish, or altogether stop, that's the beginning, that's the first domino. And then it's like illness and imbalance.
The beginning of disease, That's really interesting. So and of course, we'll get into this later and perhaps at another time, but the foods you choose process differently in your system, and your system has to adjust to whatever you're eating, right?
Right. Our digestive tracks are actually kind of simplistic. And the more complex you have, like if you have a plate of food that's got, lots and lots of ingredients, lots of spices, and maybe it's processed, and maybe there's maybe it's not organic, so you've got all kinds of toxins in it as well. The body makes those the priority and puts actual digestion second. So it'll deal with the foreign invaders, it'll deal with the toxins first. Meanwhile, that food sits in your gut and it begins to rot.
Oh, wow. Okay, the second book is called?
The second book is called The 4-Week Gut Health Plan.
Katie Martone, thanks so much for being here with us this morning on Beyond.tv.